Can you hear me? Yay, I'm glad. Hi. 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 Oh, my internet's real bad today. I hope stream doesn't crash. Oh. Come on. Come on! My immersion! Forget that. Forget that. Hold on. Hold on. Come on, internet, please. Bruh. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Whatever. Sorry, we're on a special kind of train today. Ah, man. Hold on. It only pauses when I switch! Oh, come on. Okay, well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hi. Hi. Sorry for the scuff. Sorry for the scuff. Hi. Right here. Well, we're not here yet. There were some malfunctions with the train. Sorry, so departure was a little delayed. Welcome back, my little baka. Baka. Hi. Would it be a little silly to do my intro here on a train with a bunch of people? Maybe. Well. It's okay, I think everybody's busy. Hi! Mono Monet from V4Mirai second generation paranoia! Your groovy, funky, retro cutie! Mono Monet! This! This! Not Petan Light. I'll never forget that comment from our reveal trailer when they announced Gen 2. And somebody in the comments was like, no Petan Light. I'll never forget that. Wherever you are out there, whoever you are, you influence V4Mirai culture. Thanks. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a good day. Only been on a train once. See, for me, I love riding trains. I really like it. It's something really comfy for me. Really relaxing. And it's like, you know how like on a plane, there's a bunch of stuff you can't take, right? On a plane, there's like, you know, you can't bring on your own drinks. You can't really bring on your own food. Right? And it's like packed. It's always like cramped on a plane. And you know, the pressure, the air pressure is kind of weird, right? But, honey, on a train, it's really comfy. Everything is just a little bit slower paced, right? You can bring your own drinks, you can bring your own food. One time I was eating popcorn chicken on a train. I've had a lot of good memories on trains. I really love train rides. Like, really love them. Today we are taking a train ride from Settle to Carlisle. I'm not sure exactly where that is. I think it's in Europe. But I thought the destination seemed nice. Yeah, on the train you can do whatever. Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I don't know. This doesn't look like the US. Train rides made you think of murder mysteries? Eh? Yeah, trains are pretty comfy to me. I've taken them a lot. I've taken them through all sorts of weather. In the winter, in the spring, in the summer, in the snow. And it's really nice. You just kind of get to, you know, just kind of get to see the world go by. Sissy taken. Of course, you can sit right here. And I like trains especially because I've taken like buses long distance before. But I don't like those. Something about the atmosphere on a bus is just not the same. I prefer trains too. I've never been on a double-decker bus. And I like how the train has a lot of like, you get a lot of space. The seats are always nice and wide on a train, you know? You're not like super cramped. Lately I feel really crammed on planes. Like, I don't know if it's just me or all the planes that I've taken lately are really small. Because I've mostly been on very small planes lately and it just feels so cramped. You know, and it feels like you can't really get up. You know? On a plane it feels nice. Or on a train it feels nice. Because if you want to get up and go to the cabins, you know, where they have the food. It's kind of nice. And the people working on a train are always very pleasant. It's always usually like jolly old men. Where are you moving to? I'm not moving anywhere. We're just going on a little journey. We're going on a little trip. We're in England. Oh my god, I saw a little sheep out the window. Yeah, they're really nice though. Banished to the UK. I'm gonna go visit Rem. Cows! Did you see them? I'm about to be on some beans and toast. You know, the funny thing is that, like, I'll make fun of beans on toast too, but, like, I've definitely eaten it. I've definitely had a bean sandwich before. Does natto toast count? Natto toast is pretty good too. Have you guys ever had natto? Like Japanese natto? It's the fermented soybeans. Personally, personally, I like it a lot. I love natto, but it's one of those things that like you either love or you hate. But it's really good for you. It's really, really, really good for you. The enzyme in natto helps break up like blood clots and improve blood flow in the body. It's really good for you. It's really, really good for you. And it's really tasty and it's really filling. I really like it. I really like it. But I'm a... I can't say that word. I am somebody that loves beans. I'm somebody that really loves beans. I love beans. I love beans a lot. I could eat just beans for dinner, you know? I'm drinking bean water right now. It's been a while since I had coffee. Hopefully this doesn't keep me up all day. Bean water, some coffee. But I can't make fun of the British too much. Right? I'll make fun of them for other stuff. But not for beans with breakfast. Honestly, beans with breakfast. I think about that one image though. Have you ever seen that one meme of God, this really is it right now. That one meme of it's like the two guys on a train. We're going full circle. Those two guys on a train, and one of them's looking out the train, miserable, because he's just seeing a wall of like bricks or something, and it says like beans on breakfast, like beans with breakfast, British, and then the other person's looking at the train like, wow, looking at nature, and it's like beans on breakfast, Mexican. Yeah, you seen that one? You know what I really like? I like when you go to places that sell pupusas. Do you guys know pupusas? Oh. Huh? Did you understand what he said? I didn't get any of that. Oh. Looks like nobody else in the train got it either. Looks like no one else in the train understood either. It was English. Conductor language is a mystery. Yeah, when you're on the train and you just hear the So anyway, yeah, we were talking about pupusas. Pupusas are really good. If you've ever had something like a gordita, right? Where it's like a very like thick kind of like tortilla with like the meat on top, right? It's kind of the same. Pupusas are different though. Pupusas are from El Salvador and they have the meat on the inside. They're like stuffed rather than topped, right? But sometimes when you get pupusas at the same kind of places, they'll sell you like fried plantains with like sour cream and beans. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's super good. They said thank you at the end. I like yours of cheese. I wonder if this train has food on it. I feel like most trains have a little cafe cabin. Every time I've taken one, they have like a little cabin, right? It's nice too, cause like I mean, it's a little bit of like a walk, right? And it's kind of hard walking on a train sometimes because it's kind of wobbly. But you can go to one. And they usually have little sandwiches or little pastries or something like that, right? Oh, train's going faster. Oh, we're passing a station. Wow. I like when you can see those wispy clouds in the distance. It's really nice. It's just like a small wispy little cloud. The nature here is really gorgeous. Europe is really beautiful. It's like a very wispy. I guess the ones we're seeing right now is the steam or like the smoke from the train. Right. Only problem is if you're traveling on your own, you have to leave your bags for your seat unattended. But like, the thing is, right? Like, what's gonna happen to them? You're on a train. It's not like anybody's gonna get off the train, you know? Like, I thought about that once too, cause like, I think like almost every single time I've taken a train ride, I've taken it by myself, right? There's only been like maybe a couple times that I've taken a train with people. But it's like, what are they gonna do? It's like leaving your stuff on your seat on a plane. You know, it's like, what are they gonna do? They can't get off the plane. So, like, you can just leave your bag there. They're not... You know, it's like nobody's gonna take your bag and then hop off the plane, right? It's like the same. Nobody's gonna take your bag and then hop off the train. I guess it's, like, slightly more likely on a train because sometimes a lot of, even, like, long-distance trains will have, they'll have, like, several stops, right? They'll stop at a station or something like that to pick up more passengers. But, like, as long as you time it, it's usually okay. Like, no one's gonna take your stuff. Maybe I just have too much trust in people, though. What if your bag has a parachute? Like, you can get away? Could you parachute off of a plane? Wouldn't that be... Oh, there's another train. Oh, I think that's a... What does this have? Working... Is it gas? I don't know what this train has. It's not a passenger train. it even has the graffiti. But it's like, could you parachute off of a plane? Wouldn't the altitude be too high up? Because like a lot of planes, like, they go up way, way above the clouds, right? And if you opened up a door on a plane, right? Like, if you're up in the air, then like, wouldn't the pressure mess up the entire plane? Yeah, it would depressurize everything. Would that really be worth it just to steal your Switch in your backpack? Your Switch in your notebook in your backpack, you know? You're standing, you get sucked out. That happened on the plane recently, didn't it? 20 bucks is 20 bucks. True. True. Well, the train got noisy. People are blabbing. You can do that kind of jump, I see. Yeah, no one got sucked out. Something like that happened on a plane recently. Nobody got sucked out. Well, I guess apparently, like, it was like some kid, and the panel, like the plane panel that he was sitting next to, like, just fell apart. And his bag did get sucked out of the plane. So, oh, it's very smoky around here. What's going on? Eh? Why is it dark? Are we in a tunnel? I think we're in a tunnel. You guys like tunnels? I don't like them that much. Oh, there we go. They used to say, I remember when I first moved to the US, right? And I would ride in my friend's parents' car with her, right? Like, her parents would like drive us places, and she would tell me, like, you have to hold your breath during a tunnel. It's good luck. But sometimes those tunnels, yeah, you hold your breath when you go until the end, but sometimes the tunnels are really long. And how are you supposed to know? Are you supposed to know if the tunnel's gonna be really long or not? Haven't heard it in a long time. But it's like like, I think I like secretly tried it recently. I think when I was in the car with my sister, right? And I didn't say anything. I just got really silent. And then I just started holding my breath. But it's hard. And I'm not very good at holding my breath that long anymore. Hi! Are we talking about holding your breath during a tunnel? See, that one was easy. That one was easy. That one was easy. No, but holding a hand doesn't do anything. Alright, next tunnel. Next tunnel we go through. We'll hold our breath, okay? I might die though. I might die. to hold girls with a cute girl. You mean hold hands with a cute girl? Gotta find some girls to hold. I arranged a tunnel with the car, son. These ones are pretty short. I can handle these ones. I can handle these ones. These are pretty short. So here's a question for you, Tabemono. Do you prefer... Here's a question. Do you prefer... oceans? Like, would you rather travel on a train through the ocean or through the mountains? What do you think? Oceans? Mountains? Oceans? Okay, maybe not like through the ocean, but like, you know what I mean, like by the coast, you know? You know what I mean? Like by the coast. Or like the train from Spirit Away. Yeah, that one's nice. When's the last time you guys watched Spirited Away? I watched it in theaters a couple months ago? Maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago? Maybe less? That was really nice. It was a really nice, like, seeing Ghibli movies in theaters, really cozy. When I was in college, I had a friend that was deathly afraid of mountains, like driving through mountains. So they would like go the long way around if it meant not driving through a mountain. I think driving in the mountains is really nice. It is a little scary though, I'm not gonna lie. Driving through mountains is a little scary. Especially when you have to like drive on like a high area, right? Yeah, it's like very narrow and kind of windy. Right? Yeah. The driving I picked neither. Fair. Yeah. But I guess yeah. A train would be fine, I think, through the mountains. By the ocean's really nice. So have you ever been on a train where, like, you know, it's like this, right? Like you have like the window view, but all you can see is just the ocean, and it just looks like, it looks so magical. Hi. It looks so magical because it's just like the entire horizon is just the ocean. It's really nice. I got to see that when I was in Japan, because obviously in Japan trains are a big deal, right? I rode a lot of trains in Japan. I rode the Shinkansen, but the Shinkansen I kind of put on like it on a scale more like a plane. Because the Shinkansen is very like classy, and it's very... I feel like half of the time, if you're taking the Shinkansen, you're going through tunnels for like a while. Although it is nice though. It is nice. I do like the Shinkansen a lot, but I got to take a lot of different trains. I took the train to Hakone. Hakone is a hot springs town by the base of Mount Fuji. It's actually where Neon Genesis Evangelion takes place. Like Tokyo 3 geographically is located in Hakone. It's like a mountains hot spring town by Mount Fuji in Japan. And it's really funny because when you go to Hakone, it's like it's not that big of a city or anything like that. And it was real. Yeah, but it's not like a big thing or anything. But if you go to Hakone, they do have a special shop there where they sell like onsen and like traditionally themed goods of Evangelion stuff that you can only get there. And it's actually kind of nice. For example, they'll sell like a soft serve, like a Japanese soft serve ice cream that's half matcha flavor, and then the other half is, I think, ube or taro, like whichever one makes it purple, right? Yeah. And they have the Rei statue, and you can buy stuff of like the angels bathing in a little onsen. It's really cute. It's a small little shop, but they had it when I went. And it's a really pretty area because you can take... Basically, you take this train called the Romance Car. And it's a train, basically almost like the whole train ride from Tokyo to Hakone. You're like facing Mount Fuji. It's gorgeous. Oh, look at all the animals. Wow, look at them! Well, now it's just plants. Now it's just a bunch of plants. But like, was it shot for a limited time? I think it's still there. I don't know. But yeah, the whole train ride, you would just see like Mount Fuji right in front of you, and it's gorgeous. I really like mountains, actually. I like the ocean. I grew up by the ocean. I grew up in a city in Mexico about maybe an hour drive from the ocean, like really not that far. And every single year we would go to the ocean for New Year's. So I really do like the ocean. I consider myself kind of like an ocean kid, right? I have a lot of memories of like being at the beach and being at the coast and stuff like that. Yeah, Hakone. Yeah, they have Hakone in a lot of racing games. Because it's a mountain town, right? And so you can take the train all the way up to the top of the mountain, and it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. And if you go around like June, July-ish, right? Like if you go in the summer, it's... One of the things that I really loved about Japan is that there's a lot of hydrangeas everywhere. Especially around that time in like the rainy seasons in like June, July, right around there. And for me, did you know? That's my favorite flower. Hydrangeas are my favorite flower. That's my favorite. Yeah! You get it. Yeah, they're my favorite. My favorite flower used to be tulips. I still really like tulips. But okay, I have like 3 favorite flowers. I like tulips. I really like hydrangeas. I think hydrangeas are my favorite. I really like... This is really dorky. I really like lycoris flowers, like what are they called? Spider lilies? Lycoris flowers. Cause they're in a Dot Hack light novel that I like. They're a big thing in one of the Dot Hack light novels. But apparently they're kind of like gloomy flowers. Because apparently they're kind of considered kind of like spooky. They're considered in some cultures, I guess they symbolize death. Either death or a place, like something. Basically, it symbolizes something that you'll never see again, like a place or a person that you'll never see again, or death or something like that. Yeah. So that's my edgy girl flower pick. But I still like them a lot. It's a little depressing to think about it. The very last day that I was in Japan, I remember taking my luggage. I was headed to the train to go to the airport, right? And I was walking the same way that I usually always did to the train station on my last day there, after living there for like 6 months. And I saw a spider lily. I saw like chorus flower. And I mean, it's true, I haven't been back there in 10 years. I don't know if I'll ever be back there. But it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. One day, yeah. I feel like going to Japan's not that expensive right now, but it's like, who's got, you know, I don't got that kind of money to just drop, you know? Maybe I'll save up a little bit. I've probably be there before the end of the year. Maybe. It's surprising to me how much I've gotten to travel since the beginning of the year. So I guess it's not out the window. Yeah, the yen is crazy weak right now. That's how I feel when I go to Mexico too. It's like, oh, I can afford everything. Yeah, I like hydrangeas. So yeah, you take the romance car up the mountains. And in Hakone, right, the onsens there are powered by like natural, like thermal energy from the mountain. I don't know how it works. I don't know how the science works. Geothermal. Thank you. Yeah, it's geothermal. And so yeah, it's hot water magic. And so you can walk down the mountain, and so when I went, I took the train up the mountain, and then I had the bright idea to walk down, because I was like, oh, haha, walking downhill is so much easier than walking uphill, you know? I was like, walking downhill compared to walking uphill, so easy. What a fool I was. My knees and my feet were killing me by the end, but it was a really pretty walk. It was a really nice walk. Yeah, it hurts my knees really bad. And I've talked about how I busted my knees weightlifting a long time ago. So yeah, my feet were hurting so bad. But one thing that I always remember is, so in Japan, like if you've been in Japan, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like they have these like gutters in the sidewalk, and they're usually covered in like cement, kind of like bricks, but it's like the kind that like they have these little holes in them, and you can like technically just pick them up with your hands, right? It's just like these like gutters on the sidewalk. But what was really cool is that, so they had these in the neighborhoods in the mountains, because like people just, you know, like it was all suburbs. Like the mountains, it was all just a bunch of suburbs, right? And that's my favorite thing. New Animal Crossing game? What? Huh? Huh? Wait a minute. Huh? Are you messing with me? Are you messing with me? Are you messing with me? Bro, there's nothing. You're messing with me. Dude, I got really excited for a second. You're right. It does seem like the GameCube opening where they ask you your name and where you're going. But you're messing with me. I got really excited. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so in these little gutters, right? Because it's like a hot springs mountain, you would see steam coming out of the like the gutter drainage stuff. Like the drainage on the sidewalk, you would see steam coming out. Or if you saw like a manhole cover, there'd be like steam coming out of it. It was really cool. Mono likes Animal Crossing. Of course I do! I grew up playing Animal Crossing. I had the one on the GameCube. Oh, I loved that game. I used to share it with my sister. Hi, konbanwa. I'm really nostalgic for the GameCube one. Where are we going? Apparently going to Carlisle in the UK. I never played the one for DS. I played it a little bit. I think the one I played the most is definitely the GameCube one. Because I didn't have a Wii. I didn't have a Wii U. See you, have fun. I didn't have a Wii U, I didn't have a... I had a DS. I think I got it on my flash card. I had an R4. Sorry, Nintendo executives that are listening. I'm sorry. I had an R4 for my DS, I admit it. Huh. My mom was like, "You already have one Nintendo, why do you want two?" Do you remember what fruit I had? I think I had peaches. I think I had peaches in my GameCube town. I don't remember. And I was like, "Mom, you don't understand. You can't just play one game." So I managed to convince her to get me an R4. And I played... Oh my god, I played every DS game known to man. I've played every freaking DS game I could get my hands on. I would just go down the catalog, and if it had a cool cover, I would just play that. Oh wait! Almost didn't make it. Funny enough, I didn't play Ghost Trick on my DS. I only played it on my Switch until like recently. But I didn't have a 3DS until after like the big 3DSs came out. Basically, I traded my friend for I had a slightly broken DS, and they were like, "Oh, I could use an extra DS to trade my Pokemon." For like Pokemon stuff, and I was like, cool, can I have your working 3DS? Oh my god, I played so much Oendan also. So I have a 3DS now, but it was like a friend's used, like original, like the chunky 3DS. Do I still have Love Plus? It's on my R4. Hi, Kiki. Did I hack it? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I've talked about my Love Plus history. No, that was on my R4. I don't know if I still have it. I'm sure my save files are somewhere. Remember the 2DS? Yeah, I do remember that, cause like, let's be honest, like, how many times did you really use the 3D function on your 3DS, you know? Oh, I played so much Monster Hunter though on the 3DS. Oh my god. I was more of a PSP kid though. Like, I had a PSP, it was also hacked. I was a poor Mexican kid whose parents were not willing to buy me video games. I had to figure out a way, okay? So I got a PSP from Goodwill. And I asked a friend to hack it. I played so much Monster Hunter on that. So much. And then I played, I think that's the most I played on my PSP. I played a lot of random games. I put like emulators on it though, and I played Mother 3. And that was really nice. But then my save got corrupted near the end, so I'll never know how Mother 3 ends. But it was really good. Really good. No, I never played Generations. I never talk about it, but I never talk about it because it's not like I'm good at Monster Hunter. I'm not like that good at it. At least not anymore. I feel like I was good at it back in the day. I started playing Monster Hunter with the PS2 one, with the original one. Cause I I remember somebody online convinced me to get Monster Hunter. Like, back when you could still go to GameStop and, like, buy it. Right? And I begged my mom. We went and found it. Because I wanted to play online. Wanted to play online. And I remember I hooked up my PS2 to the internet, and I managed to get online, and somebody said hi to me, and I freaked out, and I turned off my PS2. I freaked out, and I just like immediately hit the power button. I was like, oh my god! I got so nervous. And I never went online after that. I never ever went back online on Monster Hunter after that. I think like I did go, but I would like make sure that there was nobody in the lobby because I wanted to like explore the area, right? I never really played that much Monster Hunter online. I just played it with friends, local friends. We'd be in like high school and college, and you know, it would be, God, what were we using back then? Skype? MSN? AIM? I don't remember. We were using one of those, right? But like, or maybe we were just texting each other. You know, like our two friends with a car would be like, "Hey, who wants to go to Denny's and play Monster Hunter?" And it'd be like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. And we would go to Denny's and like make sure we found like a seat with the plug-in, with like the outlet, and we would charge our consoles, either our PSPs or our 3DSs. And I remember, dude, my friends were so into Monster Hunter back then. I never did this, but a couple of my friends imported like Japanese consoles so that they could play the new Monster Hunter. This was before they started bringing Monster Hunter to the West, right? Because there was a while where like in the West nobody gave a shit about Monster Hunter. But like my friends were obsessed with it. That was our obsession. That was everybody's hyperfixation for a really long time. It was really fun. We would get, God, these are ancient. Did you guys ever, this is a question only for very old people. Did you ever have potachos at Denny's? They were like nachos but potato chips. They were called potachos. They were just called potachos. They were good. They discontinued them a long time ago though. We would get something like that. We would get like nachos and just split them. Right? Monster Hunter felt so inaccessible. Yeah, admittedly it's like you definitely like, you could play solo. I played solo a lot. But it was definitely more fun with people. Right? Didn't have any Denny's when you was a kid. You guys had them. Yeah, we would have something like that. Or that's like when we went and they had the Hobbit menu. When the Hobbit movie came out and they had the Hobbit menu. I've always been a hammer user though. I always like big weapon. I've always been either like dual blade, cause I'm a dot hack and a Ragnarok Online nerd, so back then I would always play Assassin in Ragnarok Online. And of course, Kite from Dot Hack is dual blades, right? And so are Assassins in Ragnarok Online. So I would either play dual blades or or hammer. Eventually I just fully switched to hammer. Sorry, I take it. This says my beauty. Oh, got it wrong. Okay, well, you can still sit here if you want. I'm a bonker. I like the hammer. I like the charge attacks where you spin the hammer around, right? But I also, when they introduced the hunting horn, I really liked that. I thought it was pretty fun. So if I was playing on my own, right? If I was playing solo, I played hammer. And if I was playing with people, like if I was playing with my friends, I would do hunting horn. And it was so funny to like do my little song and buff my friends, right? I kind of realized that I'm not really like a DPS person. Right? Hi! I'm not really like a DPS person in games. I kind of realized I'm either... like, I do my best either as like support or a tank. Right? That's usually what I'm best at. Either like a tank or like support. I like being healer. When I played Final Fantasy 14, I was a white mage. And that was kind of nice. Very female coded to play support. Excuse me? Are you being sexist? Excuse me? Can we kick this guy off the train? What did I main in RO again? I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time I played RO, I hated leveling. I just wanted to look cute and sit in town. So I think the character I had for the longest time was a blacksmith. Or a whitesmith, I forget exactly which one. It was one of those, right? Cause they had little shorts, little Daisy Dukes, and little like cowboy boots. Right? So it was either that or I would get like a hunter sniper. But to be honest, I just kind of sat there most of the time. I just kind of sat there and like every once in a while my friends would level me. Last couple times I've played it, I've played a hunter and I've played a hunter and usually I play a mage now. Girls love to vertical firewall. I love to place a firewall and then run away. But yeah, when I played Final Fantasy 14, and I never played 2.0. I only ever played 1.0, so the game was kind of different back when I played. When I played Final Fantasy 14 1.0, I was a white mage. I was very cool. I had my white mage artifact gear, which was like the only thing that they had back then. Get to hop on the train door. Yay! Welcome. But when I played Final Fantasy 11, which I played for much longer, I played Final Fantasy 11 for a while. I was a red mage. I really like red mage. Cause Cause like being a healer in a party is a big responsibility, and like if everybody like if you lose focus for a moment, everybody dies. Right? So I like being a red mage because red mages basically like you just buff. Like you buff everybody. And that was very nice. You buff everybody, or like you do all the skills that make it easier to get through the dungeons and stuff, right? Ooh, strawberry cookie. And you get a cool hat. Sometimes I get the urge to play like a big MMO again like that. Final Fantasy 14 does seem kind of cool. I like that you can get a lot of outfits, but it's like too complicated for me. There's too much going on. And I don't really like raid type of fights. Like I don't like that kind of stuff. However, I still play Ragnarok Online. I still play Ragnarok Online. I've been leveling a mage very, very slowly. I'm almost to level where I can switch to wizard. Oh, but I hate the wizard job quest. It's so hard. Last time I did the wizard job change quest in Ragnarok Online, I like legit started crying. And I had a little melty, and I like threw myself on my bed and I just cried, and I just took a nap because I was so frustrated. Because I was trying it for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I was like, fuck! I just want to become a wizard! And like nowadays in Ragnarok Online, right? Like there's private servers. Ragnarok Online's been around for God, like almost 25 years, right? That game's been around forever. So like you can just play private servers where there's just NPCs that will change your class for you, like your job. Like you don't have to do the quest anymore. But I like doing the quest. Whenever I think of the most fond memories I have in like an MMO like that, it's when I'm like struggling doing some quests like that, you know? So basically I love to suffer. I still play, but I play on a private server. But you can't stream private servers though, because the company that owns Ragnarok Online, they're like they get really like they shut down servers if they find out, basically. Which is crazy. The game is like 20-something years old, but it's because they're trying really hard to still make money off of it, so I guess it makes sense. Plus, I don't think it would be very fun to stream it anyway. Did you guys see the trailer for Mabinogi though? The new Mabinogi? I would play that. I always wanted to play a lot of Mabinogi growing up, but I feel like some of it was like a lot of the classic Mabinogi, like the cool outfits and the cool faces I wanted were like paywalled, and I didn't have access to my own money back then. All the spiritual successors and sequels keep releasing fail. Yeah! Oh my god. I've talked about this before, but did you guys know there was a Ragnarok Online 2 with a soundtrack by Yoko Kanno. The legendary musician, composer Yoko Kanno did the opening for Cowboy Bebop and a lot of Ghost in the Shell, and like basically every legendary like OST in the anime world you can think of is like probably Yoko Kanno, right? Like she's a god. The legend, yeah. It had an OST by Yoko Kanno, and yeah, it was in 3D, and it sucked. It was awful. It was really bad. I played the beta for it. It was really bad. So they canceled it. And I mean, it's for the best, but oh man, like that's a whole soundtrack. Yeah, it was like Legend of the Second or something like that. It was like a whole soundtrack that went to waste. And then there was Tree of Savior, which was like the spiritual Ragnarok Online successor. I think it did have pourings. I don't remember. Pourings were like still in stuff. I don't think they were like the beginner monster anymore though. Yeah, it was like completely canceled. They got like completely canned, right? Tree of Savior was cool. I didn't get to play it in its peak. When I played it, the servers were getting shut down, so they basically made it so that you would get like free armor and free everything. And it made the game ridiculously easy, and I was like, what's the point? What's the point of this? Right? So I didn't have fun playing Tree of Savior. Which sucks because that game is really cute. It's really, really cute. There was... I actually really like this. They had an offline port of Ragnarok Online for the DS. And I actually really liked it because it was just the game but offline on your DS, and it was a blast. It was the exact same MMO, but just on your DS. It was so good. There's a manga and anime too. Yeah, but the Ragnarok Online manga wasn't based on the MMO. The MMO was based on the manga. We should watch the Ragnarok anime in the site too. Blue Protocol. What's that one? Oh. I guess we're going to a stop soon. Ooh, Blue Protocol looks cute. I guess we're stopping soon. We still got a while though. This ride is pretty long. Iron Sky! Never have an idea, right? I played a lot of MMOs. That was my... I've always been somebody really obsessed with the idea of like virtual worlds, right? This is what happens when you read .hack as a kid. It like becomes part of your DNA, right? Oh, we're here at the station. Oh, the station is pretty. Wow. Oh, this is a nice train station. Yeah, I've heard of Flive. Isn't that... Can't you just play that in your browser nowadays? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what happens when you... That's what happens when you consume .hack at a very early age. Like, I read .hack when I was way too young. Like, basically, well, Ragnarok Online was first for me. I became obsessed with Ragnarok Online around 4th grade. God, that's crazy to think about. Like, basically, most of my childhood was being extremely obsessed with Ragnarok Online. And then one time as a little kid, you know, I went to the mall with my mom and I went to like a Borders or like a Brookstone, whichever one they had at the time at the mall, and I saw .hack and I was like, whoa, this game takes place in an MMO. It's like Ragnarok Online. And then I got obsessed with .hack, and then I was like, and then I found Final Fantasy 11 and I was like, whoa, this game looks just like the world from .hack. And then I played that and it was over for me. Then it was over for me. I never played WildStar. Did you guys ever play a game called City of Heroes? City of Villains? That was fun. That was a game where you made your own superhero or your own supervillain. That was super fun. That was extra fun. The train going backwards? No, it's not. The train's not going backwards. Haven't you ever been on a train? Sometimes they switch. Sometimes they have to switch around, you know?
It probably won't be part of the race, just a little bit more probably.
And it's the way I'm sitting too. You know?
Given the current podium standings, separated by just 19 race points.
What are they talking about? Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, someone's getting into it over there. I think it's something about racing. I tried playing a lot of the MMOs. I remember before I got into VTubing, I played... What the heck was it called? It was like some mobile MMO. Dragon Raja! That was it. Dragon Raja. That game was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of mobile MMO was kind of fun. I played that a lot. You could cook in that game. You could have a little shop. You could have a bunch of little outfits. It was fun. And I was in a guild. And then my guild split up and merged with another guild. And I was like, this sucks. It's not the same. I don't know any of these people. And I quit the game. Huh? Hey. Sorry. I'm sorry. Tried playing Black Desert Online also, because it was really pretty. And I also played... I can never play Terra because my computer couldn't run it at the time. But I played a game called Ica. Called Ica Online. Yeah, I don't think Is it still around? Is Aika Online still around? Aika was cool because you could like you could adopt a little like a little loli that would follow you around. Or you could dress her up. It was very cute. She would help you, right? She would like fight with you. They tear on PS4. It had it on PS4? Oh yeah, I played the Megami Tensei online game. Was it Megami Tensei Imagine? Yeah. Oh man, sometimes I wish I kind of had the time to play something like that. Like to play another MMO. Oh, played in Seoul. I don't think I have the time for MMOs nowadays, which sucks because like I would love to just be a little hikini that just plays an MMO for a while. You're not gonna get me to play Final Fantasy 14 though. You can't get me to play that. No way. No way. Phone gadgets are popular now. Yeah. It'd be fun. If I played an MMO with you guys though, I would be such a little MMO e-girl, cause like I wouldn't do shit. I would just ask you guys to get items for me. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't level. I would just ask you guys to carry me. I would turn into such a lazy little MMO e-girl. Actually, that would rule though. I could get all the items I want. Yeah, I would just mooch off you guys. I would turn into such a little MMO e-girl. I can't let that happen. I'd be such a little MMO baby girl. The whole comics Ragnarok? Maybe not. I would become the new Lady Subaru. Please take all my gold. Of course, the Loliruri. Yeah, that's a famous monster. It's a pretty high level monster, too. So nostalgic. Is it worth checking out or just in general? I mean, the entire game is like 1 gig. Like, you know? It's not like it's a big download. You could try it out. It depends what you like though, because like there's high rate servers, mid rate servers, low rate servers. It depends on if you're somebody that likes to grind in an MMO, then you want to play low to mid rate. If you don't want to grind, then you play high rate. Because high rate is the kind of server where like you kill one monster and you're level 50. Because traditional Ragnarok Online is a pretty slow game. You grind a lot. Right? It's one of those games where it takes a while to get to like level 99. Right? So you'd probably want like a low rate server. Medium rate is like, I think if you're a beginner, you'd have the most fun with like a low rate server, right? That's what I think. I think the grinding's kind of fun. That's how you learn the game, right? I feel like high rate, mid rate is for like people that have already played it and they don't need to grind anymore, right? Like they've already grounded like done a lot, right? Diablo 2, no. Oh, you know what too? There was, what was it? There was PSO also. Not like PSO 2. I did play a little bit of PSO 2. Before it came to the West in English. Back when you had to play PSO 2 and like hide. Like pretend you were Japanese because you weren't supposed to be playing on Japanese servers. There was PSO 1. Yeah, I didn't really care for it either, honestly. I didn't care for it that much either. There was an MMO I played when I was younger called Yogurting. It was a school-based MMO. I played it because it had this cool animated opening where they did this sweet, sick dance. Was it like it was some Korean MMO. Something like that. It was like a girl doing a dance. The MMO itself kind of sucked, but it was kind of fun. Oh god, I could talk about MMOs all day. Sorry, am I boring you? I'm just talking about games. Some DJ Max respect? Seriously? For me, it's just like I've always been a big MMO fan because to me it was the closest thing we ever had to like virtual worlds, right? I didn't really care that much about the leveling. I didn't really care that much about like the stats or the gear or anything like that. I just wanted to like exist in a virtual world. That's really all I wanted. Just kind of wanted to exist like that. Exploring worlds, making friends, just hanging out in town. Right? It's always been my favorite. Roleplay. I'm not very good at roleplay, honestly. The only place I ever roleplayed was like Gaia Online. And I would just roleplay like I would do these like basic ass roleplays where you're just like an anime character and you walk into like the school and you just interact with people. It was very like okay, well, I roleplayed once in Second Life. I joined like a fantasy roleplay. It was really cool. I had like this like sheep girl that was like a medic, and her lore, it was like some stupid edgy lore that like her lore was like her parents. What the fuck had happened to her parents? I don't remember anymore. It was either something stupid like it was something stupid like her parents died or something like that, or like she came from a family of medics and her parents sent her off on a journey. Some shit like that. It was dumb. The RPDMs in Gaia hurt you, dude. I used to roleplay Oran High School Host Club on Gaia Online. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. No, I wasn't the other Haruhi. I was the other Honey. I wanted to be Honey, but somebody else was already Honey. So I made my own OC that was basically Honey, but with a different name. Money. Instead of honey, it's money. Role-playing in MMOs, I can't say I haven't done it, but it was mostly just like, you know, ERPing when I was way too young to know what any of that stuff was, you know? You know, like asterisk, grabs your boobs, asterisk, you know? Be like, asterisk comes, and then I would be like, what's calm? I didn't know what any of that stuff meant. I didn't know what that stuff meant. Somebody on Ragnarok Online had to teach me what it meant. For sure. I was like 10 or 11 or something like that. I had no clue what I was doing, dude. But and I still had no clue. Learning the stork wasn't real in Ragnarok Online. Anyway. See, I was under the impression everybody had the same kind of experience as I did. But I guess not. You learn a lot. Anyway, I just liked them the most because it was like you could exist in like a virtual world, right? Like you could get really immersed. And so I played a lot of MMOs, and a lot of the time I didn't even talk to anybody. Sometimes I made friends in MMOs. A cool thing I did when I played FF14. When I played FF14 1.0, I was in a guild, and there was this dude in our guild that was like a filmmaker. Like, what do they call it? Like machinima? Something like that. And so he recruited a bunch of us. Like a bunch of people in the guild. And he would make little like movies. He had this like lore and all this like story. And he would like give us the outfits and like give us like this like script that he would write. And then he would grab like 10 of us, and like we'd all go to this little field, and he would record it all, and he would like, he would like direct this entire little film. It was actually kind of fun. I don't think any of that stuff is on YouTube anymore. Yeah, it was like a role play, but we were acting it out just for filming, right? So like, for example, we had like a script, and we would have to do certain emotes at certain times, or like wear certain items. And I remember the plot line was something like we had to like travel on a boat to get some special item or something like that. Right? It was awesome. It was badass, honestly. It was awesome. I would totally do something again like that. And then back in the day, you could have Final Fantasy 14 had this thing called the Lodestone. I think they still have it. But every player got their own little blog back then. And so I remember I made a blog entry for every single level up to level 99, I think. And unfortunately, they cleared out everything from 1.0, right? That's part of the reason why I just like after 2.0 came out, I just gave up on Final Fantasy 14, because I was like, well, everything that really mattered to me in this game is gone. Like, I still have my items, I still have my characters. Everybody that played in my guilds, they're all gone. Like, all my journal entries, everything's gone, right? So I was like, whatever, I don't care about this anymore. It's sad. And there's no like archives of it either. So when I logged onto the game, I was like, this is too different. I don't want this anymore. something controversial. MMOs suck. Well, that's like your opinion, man. That was fun though. I like them. But like I said, I enjoy MMOs in a different way than a lot of people. I just like sitting and brooding. When I get like, every once in a while, I still open up Ragnarok Online and I just sit in town for like days at a time. Just days at a time, I'll sit there. But then eventually I stopped playing MMOs and I started playing games, just kind of like social games, right? It's like still a little embarrassing for me to admit, but I played Second Life for 10 years. For 10 years, Second Life was like my hyperfixation, and it's like embarrassing to admit because I'm not gonna lie, Second Life is kind of cringe. It's kind of cringe. It's like yeah, it is definitely a rabbit hole. I've always told people that like from the outside, Second Life is very like it's very cringe. But if you dug really deep into the game, it was really fascinating and it was really pretty. And it was very unique, right? Because it was the kind of game where everything in Second Life is user created. Yeah, I should do a Second Life stream. I should do one. Yeah, VRChat is the new Second Life, but the vibes are different, though, is the thing. Oh, Second Life has, like, I swear, like, 70% of Second Life is all porn. That's why I'm a little nervous to do a stream of it, because, like, there's so much... There's so much R18 stuff in Second Life. But it was always interesting because for me, right? And I'm thinking about starting doing this for VRChat too. For me, my main thing in Second Life was world building and world exploring. I didn't really care about talking to people in Second Life, right? I've always been kind of avoidant in MMOs, right? Like when people ask to play with me, I'm just like, I'm busy. And by busy, I mean just sitting in a field by myself, you know? I've always been kind of like that, right? I just wanted to kind of like, I didn't really want to play with people. I like wanted to be like around people, but not necessarily like with people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So in Second Life, I did that a lot too. And I got, for the last couple years before I stopped playing it, I got really, really, really deep into building worlds. And I spent so much money. Oh my god, I spent so much money getting like all the assets for building stuff, like buying trees, buying grass, buying individual flowers, individual little items to put in places, buying like skybox textures. Sometimes I would make my own textures, right? Oh my god, I would spend weeks upon weeks just like placing every little tree and every little plant and every little bush and everything in its exact little place. And I just spent hours and hours and hours and so much money just building these beautiful, beautiful areas. And then when I'd be done, I would just sit there and God, when you think about it, things haven't really changed. I would get my own shoutcast server because you could, in Second Life, you could put, you could make like your own IP. You could put like your own like IP or like own like address to play music in the world. But of course, I couldn't find any radio that played the music I wanted. So I got my own shoutcast server that I like paid for, and I made it so that I could just like play music straight off my Winamp, and I would just like it would just play into my Second Life world. So I would just sit there in my Second Life world, brooding by myself, and then just listening, like, you know, routing the music from my Winamp client to the world, like to the game. Times really haven't changed. Am I not just doing the same thing nowadays? God, I haven't changed a bit. I really haven't changed a bit. I'm the same. I'm the same now. I'm exactly the same now. It's a little embarrassing. But yeah, that was I really liked doing it. Like I had a lot of really cool places that I had too. One of my favorite areas that I built in Second Life was basically, I always had a little house, and then I would have like, I would buy like this big plot of land, and then 1/3 of it was a house, or like a little living area, and then the rest of it was like a little nature path. Basically, exactly the same shit I was doing in Minecraft. You know, when I just like I make a tiny little house, and then the rest I just landscape a bunch of nature, right? So I made one. I made one in Second Life so I bought like a skybox that made it look like it was just like endless ocean, right? It was like a really expensive skybox, but I was an office lady back then. I made a bunch of money, and like I didn't spend my money on anything but clothes and like Second Life. And my rent was pretty cheap back then because I had a bunch of roommates, right? So I was able to split rent with a bunch of people. So you freaking bet all my money was going into buying this stuff. For better or for worse. So I had this cool area that was like this like infinite skybox, and it was like slightly animated, so it looked like it was just like water going off into the horizon. And I made these like, basically the concept, I made like an OC in my mind, and I had this like fairy girl OC, which was my avatar, right? And her lore was that she lived on these little isolated islands in the middle of the water, and she would fly to all these different kind of worlds and then bring back treasures that she found, right? So the concept of this area was, it was like 3 little islands floating in the... Oh, we're arriving at another stop, I guess. So it was this area, right? And it was like 3 islands. I connected them with little string bridges, and I thought I was so cool back then because like there was no like built-in reflection. So I did the thing where you just duplicate the items and flip it, and put the flipped item under the water so it looked like a reflection. It looked so cool. It looked super cool, so it made it look like the water was reflective when there was no reflective anything in the game. And I made like a little port with a little boat on it, and it was just kind of like everything was just kind of almost like abandoned, right? The very first island was like a bunch of overgrown nature, and then like a dusty, torn up like airplane seat, like a row of like airplane seats that was just kind of like thrown in like some tires and stuff. And then you would cross the little bridge, and then there was like this little like tent, almost like a little fort of just like blankets and pillows and stuff, like a bunch of stacked up magazines, like mannequins, like stuff that was like mossed over, a bunch of trash. It was basically just like a bunch of junk, right? Like a bunch of junk. And then like I had like a little like bonfire in the middle. I had this area with like chairs, and then I had this working Connect 4 game. And then you would yeah, it's sad because they're lost forever, and I don't know if I have the screenshots for them anymore. They're in my laptop, and my laptop is basically dead. I have it in storage, so I'd have to get it out. But and then you would cross the bridge again to another island, which was the biggest island, and it was like all overgrown nature. And then this big, like, ruins of a big building, like a big like office building, right? That was just mostly like brick, and you would go, you would climb up all the stairs, and I like blocked all the windows with a bunch of blankets of stuff. And at the very top, I put like a bunch of chairs and a bunch of like lounging stuff, and a little piano and stuff. I had a lot of fun. That was one of my favorite areas. One of my favorite areas. I put so much story into that. And after that, I built another one that was, I'll have to see if I can find screenshots eventually. I don't know when I'll be able to get them though. After that, I built another area where I had like a little private onsen, and I got a little capybara. Little capybara item, and I put it in the little onsen. And then I had like a little path, and I had like a car with like a bunch of like stuff piled up on it, like parked by one of the trees. And then I had like a little house with a YouTube player, and I would watch like music videos on it. And I had like a messy mattress on the floor with like messy sheets, and just like, I remember I even had like underwear on the floor. I was really like crazy about the details. I love adding clutter. Because one of the thing about like a lot of MMO or a lot of like virtual spaces is that stuff feels very like, what's the word? Like, it's like very pristine, very clean, very sanitized. Like when you play a lot of virtual stuff or like a lot of MMOs or something like, yeah, it feels a little sterile. Like it feels very clean. It feels like it's not a real place. So my passion was making places very cluttered and making them feel messy and a little dirty, right? So I wanted stuff to feel very real. So like I would spend all my time, you know, like I would get like trash and put it on the ground, or, you know, dirty dishes and put them in the sink, or, you know, pictures to put on magnets on the fridge, or stuff like that, right? I wanted to make really immersive stuff. In the winter, I would take the time to add snow on top of everything. But my favorite part of this world I made, this last world I made in Second Life, was that you would take this little path and it would go into this little cave, and then if you clicked the secret little area, it would teleport you under the ground, me rubbing my hands together, to my secret sex dungeon. This is Dude, this dungeon was sick. It was awesome. I had lore for it and everything. So it was like, I got this like... I think I've talked about this before. It was like, you would go down and I got this like bunker. It was like a concrete like bunker, right? And I put like, I got like fluorescent like lights that would like flicker, and you had to go down this long hallway, and it would have like a sign, like a warning, do not enter sign, you know, like blah blah blah. And then you would go in, and it was sick as hell. It was like, it all looked like a laboratory, like a weird concrete like underground laboratory, right? I had like plants and like curtains and stuff everywhere. I had like arcade machines. I had a table with like, I think I found like a table with like a bong. So there was like a table with like pills and like a bong smoking and stuff, right? Bunch of lamps everywhere. It was like a couch that looked like you just got it off the side of the road, right? And then it was sick. It was awesome. It was a really, really cool dungeon. It was honestly my favorite part of the world because I went so hard with it. And then my favorite part was I had this lore that my character, you know, in secret, was a scientist, like a secret scientist, and she was studying and racing a big flesh monster. So I had found this item that was very obviously like an R18 item, right? It had like poses, and you could like, you know, it would like, you know, do everything to you. And it was animated, and it would make little like sucking and slurping noises and everything. But anyway, that's beside the point. I had it like big in the corner, right? And then on next to it, I had like this like serial experiments lane set up with a ton of like server towers up to the ceiling, and like a bunch of like CRTs on the floor, and a bunch of like computers, you know, with like all the coding on the screen and everything. Like just like a ton of computers stacked up and like server towers. I even got like a thing that would like make the sound effect of like server rooms and stuff like that like buzzing. And so my lore was that she was like a secret like scientist, and she was studying this creature, right? She was studying this creature, but then would also, you know, sometimes get friendly with the creature, right? Yeah. So it was awesome. It was awesome. It was an awesome area. That was my lore. She was like a scientist. Like a secret scientist, and I had like an oversized lab coat, right? And the outfit was so cute because like I would take my avatar's clothes off and then just put like this big oversized lab coat on her, right? So it was like Lane with like the white like dress, but it was just, instead of the white dress, it was just like a big lab coat, like a big oversized lab coat, right? It was fun. And every once in a while, it was very, very rare that I let friends visit my house, right? It was very rare. It was my sacred little spot. I didn't really let anybody go there. But I had this friend, and she was always bugging me. She's like, oh my god, Mono, can I come over? Oh my god, Mono, can I come over? Oh my god, Mono, do you want to play? Oh my god, Mono, do you want to hang out? And so one time I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, whatever. Serial ERP lane. So one time I invited her over, and Second Life is one of those games where like, well, I didn't mean to show her the dungeon, but she found it because some people are very nosy, and they like to like snoop around by moving the camera and just like seeing everything. And she found the dungeon because she moved the camera underground and then noticed that there was an entire building under the ground, right? And she was like, Mono, what is this? And I'm like, that's my secret hangout. That's my goon cave. Admittedly, it was kind of psycho, because I had this furniture that just looked like people, like naked people tied up to a chair, and you could like, they had animations, you know. They had animations, so you could like get on top of the people on the chair. But it was just furniture. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I was a girl and I had needs, okay? But I didn't want to put my needs in the hands of anybody, right? I could take care of my own needs, so playing pretend with fake items was enough, you know? Real. Yeah, when I need something done, I'll do it myself, okay? Things really haven't changed. Things really have not changed. I am exactly the same person. For better or for worse. And I was really into like I was really, my thing back then, I was super into like kind of like tentacle monsters, but more kind of like flesh room tentacle monsters, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Kind of like that. Kind of like that, a very, very specific kind, right? So that was like my aesthetic back then, you know? Yeah, kind of like Sayano Uta kind of thing, except, you know, not as like dark. You know? It was a cool aesthetic. Yeah, it was a cool aesthetic. Yeah. I also had a cafe. Right before I stopped playing Second Life, I built a cafe. I got offered like a spot in a shopping mall. And I built this little cafe. I called it the Bow Wow House. And that one was cute. I had a little guest book. I made a bunch of textures for it. And that one was completely wholesome. That one was totally wholesome. But anyway, I've been really thinking. Yeah, written exactly like that, right? Yeah, written exactly like that. Exactly like that. So in now that nowadays, the thing about Second Life versus VRChat, right, is that like Second Life was all desktop, right? So you could just kind of like, it was a perfect game for just kind of like making your character sit down somewhere looking cool and then just like walking away or going AFK or like tabbing out, right? In VRChat it's a little different, because in VRChat you kind of have to be a little bit more present, right? It's a little different in VRChat. And VRChat is instance based, so you don't really run into people randomly like you did in Second Life, because in Second Life everything was like just one land, like it was all just one world, right? So like sometimes you could run into people in random areas, and it was kind of fun, right? Or like sometimes, like once in a blue moon, right? I would be like brooding in some area. Hi. I'd be brooding in some area and like just like sitting, I don't know, in some big field or something like that, and then like randomly somebody would find me. And then sometimes they would just sit next to me, like in silence, like we wouldn't say anything, they would just sit next to me. And that was kind of nice, right? Kind of a nice, like, kind of a nice little encounter, you know? Wow. Look, it's so foggy out there. Ah. Yeah, and just kind of quiet vibes, right? That was kind of nice. I like live for those kind of moments in MMOs where like somebody just kind of like finds you, right? And you just kind of like vibe together. Like you don't say a single word, you never see each other again, but you just kind of sit there and you just kind of take it in, you know? VRChat's a little different. You have to kind of be present, you know? You can kind of be AFK in VRChat, but like VRChat's a little bit more active, you know? But I've really been thinking lately about building my own VRChat worlds. Because all you need for them is Unity. And for my... It's funny enough, for my 3D debut, right? I asked if I could decorate the rooftop myself. Or rather, like, I asked if I could do it in the rooftop of the school. And staff were like, yeah, you can do that. And then they sat me down in front of the computer. And they're like, alright, go ahead, decorate it. I think you'll do a better job at this than I can. And I was like, cool. So I like... Unfortunately, I couldn't use a lot of the assets that I wish I could have used. Like, if I had had a bunch of time, oh my god, that rooftop would look like crazy. It would have so many details, right? But I got to decorate a lot of it myself. I only had like an hour or two to do it, so it's not the best that I could have done, but I still am pretty happy about it. Yeah, I want to try doing it again because the building, the way you build stuff, like the way you place items and stuff, exactly the same way as like Second Life. I've never done 3D modeling. I've only like textured stuff. Like I used to play with VRoid a lot. I used to make models in VRoid. And so I've like done texturing stuff for that. I did like the Blender donut tutorial like twice. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything about that. But I would love to make my own VRChat world. God, but I just know that I would lose so much time and so much money buying assets and like buying stuff, you know? .3D modeling can be really fun once you get the hang of it. Yeah, it's true. And I would have a lot of fun doing my own textures and everything, but it's hard to pick up a lot of these kind of like hobbies when I'm also a VTuber, right? Because VTubing takes a lot of time. Prepping for projects and stuff takes a lot of time, right? I would like to do it though. I would like to do it. It would be... I don't know if it would make a good stream. I feel like people always say they like streams where they watch you make stuff and then nobody shows up for them. So, who knows if it would make a good stream. It would probably be something that I just would do until late into the night on my own, you know. 2 in the morning, listening to ambient music, building some world in VRChat. That would be really fun. You would watch me delete the default queue? It would be real fun. I'd do something like that. I've really been thinking about it lately, because of like VRChat and like playing VRChat more, a little bit more, like this month. Getting really kind of cool, really back into it, right? The other week, I held a little VRChat get-together for some of my IRL friends, and that was pretty comfy. Right? I picked out a cool world. It was very nice. Like just listened to music, and everybody hung out. It was nice. Like it was pretty comfy. It was kind of funny though, cause like there was this big group of furries that showed up. Cause like it was pretty like you know, like friends of friends. Like basically like you could invite anybody, right? So there was a lot of people there that I didn't know that ended up showing up. So there was like this big crowd of furries, and they were just hanging out the whole time. It was nice. Make worlds and before me I can do content in it. Maybe, yeah. But that was nice, and that just like. But the thing is, when I was looking for worlds to do that in, I kept finding a lot of worlds where I was like, you know, where I was like, this world is almost perfect, but it needs this and this and this. And like, I felt like that was it. Like, that was the issue for every single world I would see, right? So, I'd like to make my own. It'd be nice to make my own. It doesn't seem that hard. It really doesn't seem that hard. So maybe I'll get into that pretty soon. Oh, look at those clouds. Once I learn Unity, it's over for you guys. It'd be nice to make VRChat worlds for you guys. We have the school, and the school is very nice, but it is not, at least in my opinion as a VRChat player, it's cool, but it could have a lot of cooler stuff to make it a better hangout spot, you know? If you've never been to the V4Mirai world in VRChat, I really do recommend it. It's very cool. You can even visit my rooftop in it. You can, yeah, it's a little limited. It's a little limited. It doesn't really have much stuff to do, you know? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. You guys should definitely check it out. But it doesn't have that much, you know? It doesn't have that much to do. And I would love to either be able to add more to it or be able to make like extensions, you know, like extensions of it. There was a certain dragon girl VTuber that would make I don't think she made them herself, but she would commission like a lot of cool worlds for her company. And I always thought that was really cool. I always thought those were super cool. So building something like that, but for V4Mirai, that's always been one of my goals, right? One of my dreams to like do cool stuff like that, but for V4Mirai. I thought they were cool. Wow, look at the landscape here. And the fog is eating the horizon, just blurring it. It's hard to make worlds. You can make hangout rooms to invite other girls. Yeah! Honestly, I think I think the V4Mirai VRChat world could have a lot more stuff representing us, you know? It's kind of empty, but admittedly, a lot of that is because we don't really have any senseis that know much about VRChat. I think like the times we did VRChat streams, like for example when we had the big Christmas party in VRChat, I was like the VRChat tech support. I was the VRChat tech support for that one. No, that was really fun. You can commission worlds. I don't know how much it is, but it's like I'd rather just make my own, you know? I'd rather just make my own. At least try to make my own first. You know? Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more personality. Maybe like a video player that plays a playlist of V4Mirai songs and covers. Cause we have a lot of original music nowadays, right? Like V4Mirai has a lot of original music, a lot of covers, and you know we could definitely have a whole like it would just play a playlist of stuff like that. You could hold events there. Be more items that you could play with. Maybe I should ask to be put in charge of that. I don't know what the teachers would say. I don't know if they would be okay with it, but I don't know if they'd be okay with it. It sounds fun though. It sounds really fun. Like, to make this school into like a real hangout world would be such a cool dream, don't you think? Yeah, there's pre-made video players. Yeah, you can just get them on booth and put them into a world. There's a lot of cool stuff. I at least managed to get them to put the little pencils in the rooftop area where my stuff is at. That made me happy. Alright, so you can at least draw stuff on. If you go to the rooftop, you can draw stuff. Right. Oh, that would make me so happy. Oh my god, maybe I should ask them to do that. Maybe I should ask for that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think it's lovely what you do. Personal touch is better.
I wonder what this lady's talking about.
It's nice. I think this craft show recently that was sort of stuff we had there was completely different. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool though to have like movie nights or like hangout nights or something, or like can you imagine just like hanging out in VRChat at the school and putting on a stream, like one of the V4Mirai streams on the big screen there, and you just hanging out in like the lobby of the school watching a stream together? I think it'd be a blast. I think it'd be a blast. I want to do something like that. So yesterday actually, I got my, I was really happy. I got my Mono Monet birthday I say Mono Monet like I'm not Mono Monet. I got my birthday merch beer mug, which, by the way, I have peaked. I will never make merch better than this. These mugs are crazy good. These are so good. I'll never be able to make merch better than this. I literally peaked with this. This is the best merch I could have ever made. These are so good. So I got them, right? And I was like, man, I kept seeing everybody's pictures of like drinking beer with the new beer mugs. And like all my friends kept sending me pictures of them drinking beer out of their like Mono Monet beer mugs. And so yesterday, after doing some chores, right, I got myself a beer. I went to the store and I got myself a beer. And I was feeling kind of like, I don't know if like lonely is, I guess I was feeling kind of lonely. I was like feeling kind of lonely, but in the way that like I wanted to be in like I felt like I was really like wanting to be in like a crowded room. I just wanted to sit in like a crowded room basically. So what I did is I booted up VRChat and I tried finding the most like crowded public worlds I could find. Cause I just wanted to be surrounded by like a bunch of voices. I just wanted that feeling of like, you know, being somewhere crowded. Just hearing a bunch of different voices, not necessarily understanding what anybody's saying in specific, but just hearing a bunch of different voices. And so yeah, I booted up VRChat. I just went into some public worlds. And it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I went to a pub world at first, and I was just on desktop. I didn't put my VR gear or anything on. I was just on desktop. I just kind of wanted to be a little like fly on the wall, right? So I went to there's a very famous world in VRChat called the Black Pug. No, the Great Pug. There's a black cat and then there's a great pug. I like the Great Pug better. Yeah. So I went to the pug, and it's just like a little pub area, right? And so I was just sitting there and drinking my beer. I was listening to this crowd of people, and there was this dude like very intently talking about the lore of Mad Max. He was very intently like telling this crowd of like 2 or 3 people about like Mad Max and Blade Runner lore. It was a very dudes rock moment. Yeah, I just wanted to be around other people yesterday. And I didn't stream or anything yesterday. Like, no, I did, but no, wait. No, I streamed. I was like in 2 streams yesterday. What am I talking about? I guess I just was still craving being around people, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was listening to this dude talk about like Mad Max and Blade Runner lore. And that was fine. And then I went to another world. I think it was called the Mac Mansion or something. And I was just kind of like listening to people talk. And there was some guy talking about how like, hey, why, like, I don't know what must have happened earlier. I don't have the context for it. But when I walked up, they were talking about like, hey man, why are you talking about my booty hole like that? Like, why you gotta sound so thirsty about my booty hole or something like that? And then the other guy was like, listen dude, my girlfriend's been gone for a while, okay? Something like that. And I was just sitting there eating my burrito, drinking my beer like, yup, this is VRChat. I walked over to the backyard area. There was a bunch of like squeakers playing pretend to be like Godzilla and dragons and stuff. Some guy shilling Dark Souls with a Solaire avatar, talking like he was like, "Oh, you've never heard about Dark Souls? It's literally." He was like, "Oh, it came out in like 20 something," and some kid was like, "That's so unk coded." And I was like, "Oh my god, is this a new word? Is this a new fucking Sumer slang, calling things unk?" I think it means like uncle. I don't know. I actually don't know. Unk isn't new. Well, excuse me for not being up to date with Sumer lingo, okay? Oh, it's old slang? Well, excuse me for not knowing. And some guy was grilling him for talking about Dark Souls. He was like, "Wow, that's so old." And he's like, "No, you don't get it. It was literally genre and difficulty defining." And me sitting there holding back all my monotistic powers to not be like, excuse me, Demon Souls in Kingsfield came first? Because at that point I had like drank, I got like a tall can of beer, so at that point I had drank like most of the first glass, right? Because I had 2 big glasses of beer. And at that point I was about to. But I know better than like speaking up in a public VR chat world, because the moment I say anything, they're like, "Oh my god, is that a girl? No, that sounds like a 12-year-old boy." Blah 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 blah. So I just stay muted. I don't say shit in VR chat. I just stay muted. I don't say anything. A girl, really? Yeah, no.
You slowing down?
Hold on, my mom just sent me a text message. Okay, slight change of topic, but my mom recently won an award. I didn't really talk about it because I don't know how much I should ever talk about my family on stream, right? But my mom won an award recently. And they wrote an article about her, and she sent me a picture of her with the award and like the article, and it's so cute. Very proud of her. Very proud of her. She won an award. She actually won 2 awards, but one of them was a more important award than the other. So she sent me pictures of it. Very cute. Very cute. Very cute, like little article talking about how she came to the US from Mexico with a dream, you know? Very cute. Very cute. Very proud of her. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, VR chat. Sorry, my mom sent me a text message and like it had like a bunch of pictures, so I got worried that it was something serious. But it was yeah. So I went to that world, and then there was like some kids like talking about, you know, whatever kids talk about. And then I got bored, and I was like, I want to go drink with like the rowdy drunk Japanese people. And so I went to, there's a map in VRChat called Poppy Street, and it's just kind of like a street of a bunch of bars, like Japanese bars. So I was at Poppy Street, and good old Poppy Street, and I was just kind of shooting the shit At Poppy Street, I ended up talking a little bit because I was getting pretty drunk at that point. So I started talking a little bit, right? And it's nice to do some language exchange, right? And oh my god, the Japanese people there that go to get drunk, they get so rowdy. It's really funny. So just, you know, I was just talking about, like, just kind of doing language exchange with, like, the crowd that was there. You know, everybody talking about where they're from, what time it is, where they live, blah, 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 blah. Me and the other Americans were telling this Japanese guy about Taco Bell. Because I was saying that I'm from Mexico, right? So he was like, oh, tacos. Tacosu. And I was like, yeah, tacosu. He's like, oh, like, Taco Bell tabeta koto nai. Something like that. He's like, oh, I've never eaten Taco Bell yet. He was saying something like, yeah, you know, like, he was explaining it to another Japanese person that, like, they have them in, like, Akihabara and stuff like that, but that he's never eaten it. And I was like, yeah, you should try it. And then, like, me and the other Americans were saying, like, but we were all telling them, like, Taco Bell, like, it's only, we were like, it's trash. We were like, it's the kind of food that when you're drunk, like, when you're wasted, it tastes so good, right? It's such good food for when you're drunk. But we're like, when you're sober, it's not that good. Yeah, I was explaining the Taco Bell lore. It's garbage that you crave. Exactly. Exactly. So so we were telling, it was like 2-3 like Japanese people. We were telling them about Taco Bell. And they were like, oh, so it's like Yoshinoya here. I was like, yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize Yoshinoya was like reduced to slop that you eat when you're drunk, but I guess so. Yoshinoya is like a beef bowl place, right? I guess it makes sense. They're like, oh yeah, it's like Yoshinoya. And I was like, oh, well, I guess so. I was like, yeah, true. It is good slop when you're drunk. It's really good when you're drunk. They tell them a good place to get tacos. I mean, I don't know where you would get good tacos in Japan right now. So I wasn't able to tell them anything. I wasn't able to tell anything because I don't know where you get good tacos right now. You know? Yeah, it feels like something you have to make yourself. Yeah, when I lived in Japan, I just made tacos myself. I found the supermarket in the suburbs, and it was kind of a pain to get to, because like it was one of those like supermarkets where like none of the trains went to it. You had to take a bus, and then you had to walk for like 20 minutes through the suburbs. But it was this kind of like almost like a farmer supermarket in the suburbs. And they sold tortillas, they sold canned jalapenos, and they sold cans of refried beans, and they sold these like packs of like meat, of like cochinita that like I don't even see these in the US. I have no fucking clue how I found those in Japan. I couldn't even find those in the US if I tried. I can only get those straight from Mexico. So I was surprised. I found like everything there. And yeah, I would make tacos in Japan, and I actually still have this very... Yeah, you can make refried beans in a can. Yeah. You don't have to, but you get them in a can, right? I still have this very long scar down my pinky finger when I was trying to make tacos in Japan. And my share house, because I've talked about this before. When I lived in Japan, I lived in a share house with like 10 other people. Whereas like everybody had their own little room, but we all had to share a kitchen. We all shared a kitchen and a bathroom and laundry, right? It was like a big house with like 10, 13 people, right? But we didn't have can openers. I didn't realize that like can openers aren't really like, I don't know, like isn't that just a dorm? Kinda, but it wasn't students. It was all sorts of people. It was just called a share house, right? I didn't realize that like can openers, like to me having a can opener in your house is such a like a, yeah, you know, it's like a standard. Everybody has a can opener. There was no can opener. And I had a can of beans and I was like, well shit, how do I open this? So I made the mistake of trying to open it with like a knife. And anyway, long story short, I like sliced my pinky open with the can. And it left like, it's like a 1-inch cut down my pinky finger. And it left like, I still have this scar 10 years later. I still ate the tacos though, they were worth it. They were worth it. Good thing Japanese healthcare is free. You know what? I didn't even go to the doctor because I was too nervous, right? Like, but thankfully, one of my housemates in Japan, one of them was a doctor and one of them was a nurse. So, you know, I just like, and I was the baby of the share house, right? Because I was the youngest girl there. I was like 20, 21, right? And almost everybody else living in that share house was like late 20s, early 30s, right? So I was a little baby, right, of the house. I was a little baby there. And so you know, like, they heard me crying, calling for help from the kitchen, and of course the nurse girl comes running, and she's like, you know, like helping me take care of it. You know, I'm like bleeding at the sink. I'm like, I'm all scared at the sink. And they called one of the guys that was on his way home, and they're like, hey, can you stop by the pharmacy, by the station, and get this and this and this? And like, I didn't need stitches or anything like that, but they bandaged up my finger really well, right? We just did kind of like first aid at home. And it was fine. Pinky's fine. Pinky's totally fine. It just has a scar. That's it. I remember going back to my room with my tacos and my beer. And like, you know, like you ever had to eat like with like teary eyes? I was like that. I was like eating my tacos and they were so good. My mom had mailed me a bottle of Cholula all the way to Japan because I was really homesick. She sent me a box with Cholula, mac and cheese, hot Cheetos, Pop-Tarts, and Reese's Puffs. all the things that I love that I was super homesick for. So I was there in my room, in my little room, eating my tacos with my Japanese beer, putting my Cholula on my tacos, my weird tacos. Yeah, it was my little care package. Yeah, it was a package with it had Cholula. Yeah, Cholula, Pop-Tarts, Kraft mac and cheese, like a couple boxes of Kraft mac and cheese, like a couple bags of hot Cheetos, because they don't sell Cheetos in Japan. Like, they do, but they're not the same. Like, there's no Cheetos in Japan. I don't know why. Like, they're not the same, especially not hot Cheetos. So, I had some hot Cheetos, and then... and like a box of Reese's Puffs cereal. Yeah, she sent me the real deal. Yeah. I remember being in my room in Japan, eating a bowl of Kraft mac and cheese and putting hot Cheetos on it and making my Japanese friends try it, and I was like, Dozo. This is American college food. This is what American college students eat. I was like, Dozo, this is peak American cuisine. Kraft mac and cheese with hot Cheetos on it. Granola bars? I don't have them. Interesting. Interesting. I remember my friends liked Cholula so much so that they asked me to mail them some. Except I didn't package it correctly and the bottle broke. The bottle broke in transit. So they got a box drenched in Cholula. This is the same level of cup noodle drain, slightly crunchy with hot Cheetos in it. Yeah, you get it! Yeah, you get it! You get it. Yeah, you get it, you get it. Is Cholula still my go-to sauce? It depends. Right now I use Secret Aardvark sauce. I like the green Tabasco sauce. If I'm using hot sauce at home right now, I have Valentina. I have a big thing of Valentina. And then yeah, Cholula too. Cholula, yeah. Yeah, Valentina's a classic. When I lived in Mexico, my favorite was guacamaya. Like salsa guacamaya. They don't sell it in the States though. They don't sell it there. Mexican protein powders, huh? I don't think I know it. Yeah. I like going to. The thing is, like, different hot sauces go differently with so much stuff, right? Like, there's specific kind of food that goes better with sauces like Cholula or Valentina, right? There's different foods that go better with stuff like Secret Aardvark sauce. Or like, you know, or like some foods that only go good with like, you know, those like really watery hot sauces that are like very vinegary. Like the kind that you put on fried chicken, right? Because like, I wouldn't really put like something like Cholula on fried chicken, right? You put something more like a southern kind of hot sauce, like a more vinegary southern kind of hot sauce on something like fried chicken. Yeah, Louisiana style sauce. Yeah, like Frank's Red Hot, something like that. I used to like putting sriracha on everything, but they changed the recipe lately, and now it's a little different. Ooh, look, I think there's animals. Yeah, look, there's sheep. Look at them. Wow. I also really like sometimes the food you're eating doesn't need hot sauce at all. Sometimes just like a pickled jalapeno on the side, that goes perfect. Like I actually like there's a lot of stuff that I don't put hot sauce on, but I'll eat it with like a pickled jalapeno. So good. If you've never tried it, you go to like the same like the Mexican aisle at the grocery store where they sell all the other stuff, right? And they have them there, just like a jar of pickled jalapenos. So good, and you just bite straight into them. If you're scared of the heat, then with like a knife, with like a butter knife or something like that, you just like open it and you scrape out all the seeds. But honestly, it's, even with the seeds, it's not that spicy.
Yeah.
But if you're a little baby and you need to scrape out the seeds, so be it. I've done that before. But it's so good. It's like the equivalent of having like a pickle with like something that you eat, but it's just it's a jalapeno pickle. Not the sliced ones though. It has to be like the full pepper. Like the full pepper, not like the sliced jalapenos. It's gotta be the full pepper. Hi, come sit with us. Yeah, and the carrots. Oh my god, the spicy carrots that they come with, or like the onions, and then like you can actually cook with the. You can cook with the with the vinegar that is in the jar too. You can like sometimes put it into other stuff. You can like cook with it. When my mom makes mole, she makes mole sauce. She puts a little bit of the jalapeno juice in the blender for it. It's really good. It's really good. Making me so hungry. I'm sorry, we always talk about food here. It's just, isn't it such a nice way to bond? Everybody eats, right? Everybody eats. I always feel like it's a really easy topic. You know, a really nice way to bond with everybody. Everybody eats. It's so universal. It's a very relatable topic. Oh, look at those little houses in the distance. Any idea what's for dinner? I don't know, I'm not hungry yet. I'm not super hungry. Yeah, food is definitely a language. Exactly. Exactly. I think so too. I guess if I want a snack later, once this train ride is over, I have these little arroz con leche cups in the fridge, little rice pudding cups. If food is a language, what does the KFC double down mean? Oh, we're in the suburbs. I always thought it was kind of funny that like a lot of the houses in the UK look exactly the same. They're all just like the same like red brick. I guess these look slightly different. But... Hi. Did I finish the cinnamon rolls? Yeah. Those cinnamon rolls did not live very long. The the very first night that I got those cinnamon rolls from my sister, right? Like, cause my sister showed up the same night that I was like doing this like VR thing for my IRL friends. And so I had eaten so much food already for dinner. Like I ordered myself some sushi that day, and I was stuffed. And my sister rolls up on her way to some appointment, and she gives me this like tray of 7 freshly baked cinnamon rolls. They were still hot. They were still like the tray that they were on was still hot, freshly baked, right? And I just remember looking at them and being like, oh my god, I can't even look at these. You know, like I'm so full, I can't even look at these. Like I cannot eat these right now. And my sister sends me a text message like about an hour later, and she's like, hey, let me know how they came out. And I'm just like, dude, I'm so full, I haven't even touched them. I was like, I'll let you know, but like I haven't even looked at them, I'm so full, right? So that night I ended up drinking a lot. I had like 4 or 5 beers, and everybody was hanging out till late. And so I take off my VR headset. It's like 1 in the morning, and I'd been doing this thing because like throughout the night, right? I know that's not a lot. I know, whatever. It was like a decent amount, right? It was a normal amount. I wasn't going crazy, right? So basically, every time I went to the fridge to get another beer, I would like grab a single bite of the cinnamon roll. And so little by little, I like ate about like half a cinnamon roll. And then and then like the night ended, everybody logged off, I took off my headset, and I wander over to the kitchen in the middle of the night. It's like 1:30, almost 2 in the morning, and I ate the rest of my cinnamon roll, and then I look at the tray, and there's like a really small cinnamon roll, and I just like eat the whole thing, and then I'm like, damn, I want more. And then there was another small cinnamon roll. And then I ate another one. When I had told myself, I was so disappointed in myself because I had told myself, I was like, Mono Monet, you are only going to eat just one. Do not eat more than 1 cinnamon roll. Do not eat more than 1 cinnamon roll. But I was so... It was 2 a.m. I was very intoxicated, right? And so the next morning I sent my sister a text message, and I was like, yeah, dude, those cinnamon rolls are great. I accidentally ate like 3 of them at 2 in the morning. And she was like, that's one hell of a Yelp review. I'm gonna blame this on the alcohol. Yes, I am! I would have had willpower otherwise. They were very good. They were very, very good. My sister is a very good baker. She's a good cook too. But they were very, very, very good. It was very hard to resist them. So... So, yeah. Is my sister single? She's very much married, sorry. She's been married for a couple years now. Sorry to disappoint. Anyway. After that I took my time with the other cinnamon rolls, right? I had one a day for breakfast. Either for breakfast or like late at night, right? Yeah, my sister made the cinnamon roll. She made them from scratch. Yeah. Polyandry is legal in India. Oh, you guys. Food is pretty good. But if you married my sister, you also have to marry her collection of Victorian funeral memorabilia and human bone collection and taxidermy collection, so you know. It's like if you married me, you also have to marry my vintage toy collection and all my art books and like all my stuff, right? All my Showa era memorabilia. The weirdness definitely runs in the family. Is there enough to make a Frankenstein? Almost. She has a human skull. She has a human rib cage and a human pelvis. So if you're okay with your house being haunted, I mean... I have a human pelvis too, I'm sure we'll get along. You guys are freaks! Stop trying to hit on my sister! She's married! Kind of vintage toys that I have. I have a lot of toys from like the 70s and the 80s. Don't worry, I prefer Little Sister. See? See? Don't you prefer Little Sisters? Actually, no, don't answer that. I can't wait until Thanksgiving though. For whatever Thanksgiving dinner she's gonna make. Ooh. Gonna be so good. And I was so happy too, cause like she always bakes stuff, but she always bakes it for like her husband's coworkers or like for her friends, and she never gives me any. Like, it's rare that I get to eat her baking because she always gives it to other people and never shares it with me. And admittedly, like the last, like, ever since like Christmas, for a couple months, she was like, I don't know what I did to her, but she was mean to me. Like, she just like, she was being really mean with me. Like, on my birthday, she was kind of a jerk. Like, she was just kind of mean to me for a while. Last time I saw her this week, though, and she was really nice. Like, she bought me clothes and, like, took me shopping and stuff. And I was like, damn. She was really nice to me this week. She bought me this really cute skirt. We went to the mall. She bought me this really cute skirt, and I was like shocked because this skirt was like $60. And I was like, damn. Cause I would have bought it myself, except I just spent money buying that PS2 I got, that Japanese PS2. And she bought me this really cute skirt. It's like a really cute long skirt, but I've been wearing it a lot. It's too long! If I don't wear platforms with it, it like touches the floor, basically. It like touches my toes. It's too long. So I think maybe I gotta go get it fixed or something. I have really short legs. It's true. You guys know this. I have really short legs. That's why they call me Mono Short Stack Monet. Yeah, my sister works. She's an engineer. That's how she has the money to buy all this crazy shit. Yeah, I have short legs. So like, you know, like I have short legs and I love wearing like long dresses or long skirts and stuff like that, right? But I have two moods. I either like wear really short skirts or really long skirts. I have two moods. It's either really short and my booty's hanging out, or or like really long dresses and skirts, right? So so yeah, I just have to figure out. I might have to get it like fixed up. I might have to take the skirt to like a tailor or something, so that they can shorten it just by like an inch or two, so I don't accidentally step on it when I'm walking. Because I'm sure it looks a little silly, you know? If it's too long. It's like the problem with being too short is like sometimes you find clothes and they're too long on you. I never wear jeans anymore, because like finding jeans that aren't super long on me is such a nightmare. And I'm too lazy to go get stuff, like to go get it hemmed, right? Yeah, and tall girls have the opposite problem. Why can't they just make shit right at stores? Why can't they just make it good the first time? You know? Oh, we're in a tunnel again. Oh, there we go. Why can't they just do it right the first time? For skirts, I don't know what they would do either. But I'm sure tailors know what to do, right? Probably more expensive to get the skirt adjusted. Yeah, but it's clothes, so you might as well make them nice so that you can wear them, right? Right. Stream reminds me of the train trip you took in nap for whole hours. Yeah. And talk the whole time. It's easy. This is why I like trains more than planes, right? Cause like you just like, I don't know, on a plane, I feel bad for talking, right? I don't know, the atmosphere is so different on a plane. I feel bad if I talk a bunch on a plane. On a train, I don't care, right? Everybody talks on the train. It's so much comfier. Oh, look at these trees. I always thought of opening an online business that specializes in having no clothing till the customer makes specified measurements and it would be made. I mean, there are people that do that. You can mostly go on Etsy for that kind of stuff, but it's really expensive, right? Because like to have clothing custom made for you can get really pricey. Obviously, it's like the ideal way, right? But it's really pricey. That kind of stuff takes a lot of time. Wow. Cows! See 'em? Oh, we passed them. Oh, there's more. Taylor said she would have your pants for free. You don't want to bother her every time, right? That's how I feel too. I do kind of miss having a sewing machine though. I had a sewing machine when I still lived with my mom. Now all I have is like a battery powered sewing machine that I haven't used yet. But I'm sure it's not as strong as like an actual sewing machine would be. Redwood's cats is scary. That is true. That is true. I've only done like hand sewing ever since having cats. And like if they find the thread, oh my god, say goodbye to that thread. Say goodbye to that stuff. Well, now I am getting a little hungry. It is kind of starting to be dinner time, huh? Sewing machines are really easy to use though, honestly. It's a lot easier than hand sewing. It's really not that hard. It's really not that complicated. It's really easy. It gets a little complex when you have to like learn like different stitches and stuff like that. Because there's obviously, you know, there's like a whole art to sewing. But it's really simple. Honestly, sewing machines are super simple. It's like, if you ever wonder about how they work, like just imagine how you would glue or staple two pieces of paper together. And that's basically it, except instead of glue or staples, it's thread and fabric instead of like that. Yeah, of course, different materials is different, right? Because you need like different needles or different thread or different, you know, ways to sew things. Blah 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 blah. Right? You need different ways to do stuff. But take home ec again. Home ec was the funnest class. I just had a sewing class in high school, and then in college I would like try and make costumes, or I would try and like make my own fashion. I didn't do very good, but it's okay. It's okay. I broke my sewing machine. Like I broke the needle on it, trying to make a stuffed plushie of a dog. Trying to make a wiener dog plushie. But I never finished it. Homework was cool too.
Yeah.
I'm a dog person. Actually, I've only had cats for a couple years of my life. Up until then, I only ever had dogs. I do like cats though. It is nice to not have to take my dog, I don't have to take my cats out for them to pee or poop. They go in a box. But sometimes I do kind of miss it. Sometimes I do kind of think that having a dog would be healthier for me. Because one, I actually really don't like having litter boxes on the rooftop. I don't like the way that cats, they'll kind of track litter around. Even when you get litter mats and low tracking litter and stuff like that, it just kind of stays in their little paws sometimes, right? And they'll just kind of track it around, right? I don't know. Sometimes I think being forced to take a dog outside, I think it would make me a little healthier, you know? I think having to take a dog out on a walk would kind of help me get some more sunlight, some more fresh air. I do love my cats though. I do love my cats a lot. It is nice to when I had dogs growing up, right? It was very frustrating because you couldn't have anything on the floor. Because I grew up with a wiener dog, and wiener dogs are notoriously stubborn. They don't give a shit. They'll pee on your stuff. They don't care. They'll look at you. They'll look at you straight in the eye and pee on your stuff. Wiener dogs don't care. They're so hard to train. So we tried training our wiener dog, and he never got trained like that, you know? So we just had to make sure to take him out all the time. And it's dogs will pee on stuff. I mean, cats will too, but it's a little different, you know? And it used to make me so so frustrated. I lost so much of my cute stuff to my dogs peeing on it. Yeah, wiener dogs are very complicated little dogs, right? And wiener dogs are they're very much the kind of dog that will mark everything, right? Little wiener complex, yeah. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my little wiener dog, Bo. He passed away on Christmas. I think it's a male dog thing, right? But wiener dogs are very famous for being very it's their way or the highway kind of thing, you know? Their way or the highway. Bo was stubborn as hell. That guy was super stubborn. he really would he would walk into your room, lift up his little leg, pee on something on the ground, and just make straight eye contact with you the whole time. It was so infuriating. Did my dog get along with the cats? I didn't. So when I had cats, I already lived away from my sister. Oh, are we here?
In the most big city, I mean, it's not exactly it's just tiring, isn't it?
We can't be here. We're in the middle of the street. I guess we're almost there.
Yeah, work tomorrow.
Well, I guess we're just stopping here for a little bit. Alright, I guess we're just stopping here for a moment. Yeah. Maybe just letting another train pass or something? But no, so basically, my sister moved away with her boyfriend and now husband, right? And and she took the dogs with her. And then I used to live with my sister and her husband and the dogs. I used to live with them. And then I got a cat like years later. So they never got to interact with each other. I don't think they would have gotten along, right? I don't think they would have gotten along. I don't think my fat cat would do anything, but my old lady cat, oh, she would absolutely try and pick a fight. She one time accidentally got out of she like snuck through my front door. And like she likes to run down the hallway of the building, right? But one time one of the neighbors was taking their dog out. And I thought that, like, you know, cats are usually scared of dogs. I thought she would get scared and I thought she would run back. Nah, dude, she ran after him! She ran after the dog. She was in attack mode. She ran after him. I was so nervous. Because I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do if she attacks this dog? Do I think my cat could get along with a dog? I think, like I said, I think my fat orange cat, I think he would probably learn to get along with a dog. My other cat is way too territorial. She's way too territorial. She doesn't even like other people much. She used to. Now she's really territorial. She doesn't really like other people that much now. But I think my other cat, maybe. My sister still has 2 dogs. She has a Great Dane and another wiener dog. It's very funny seeing them interact. They're very cute. Oh yeah, we did have to let another train pass. There it goes. Hello, Miss Nova. Oh, hi, Raiders! Hi! We're stopped right now. The train stopped for a moment. But we're almost to our destination. Welcome, everybody. We're almost to our destination, so I won't be with you too long, Raiders. But happy to see you. Happy to see you guys here. One of the things lab coats are cute. Yeah, they are cute. Hi, Kia. Welcome, you guys. Where are we going? We're almost there. We're like about to be there. We'll probably be there in less than 10 minutes. We've been on a long trip to Carlisle in the UK. I've never been there, so we're taking a train there. But they stopped the train right now. I think to let another train through. So we're just waiting for the train right now. Welcome, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Mono Monet. I'm Nova Senpai. Ooh-ah. Nova Senpai. I like to play retro games. I like to DJ. I like to make art. And we've been talking about all sorts of stuff today. Carlisle is in Cumbria. Where is Carlisle? Hen ogled? I do like to ogle at hens. Ooh, Cumbria, England. I see. It's a cathedral city in the ceremonial country of Cumbria in England. I see. Oh, it's a very old town. Whoa. Interesting. We took a train from a place called Settle to Carlisle. I don't know where Settle is. Oh, it's right here. I see. Looks like it's a little kind of close to Lancaster. I don't really know that much about England geography. Now we're just waiting here. Any moment now. Any moment now, the train will be moving again. Ooh, I wonder what we should do in Carlisle when we get there. We can go see some cathedrals. Ooh, maybe get some food. Ooh. I wonder if the drive is changing. Maybe. This doesn't look like a stop.
Fast, aren't they, when they get going? Fast when they get going.
Well, the other people on the train are getting impatient too. Needed this. I'm glad. Hi. British top. Some nice pub food. Oh, well, either way, in a couple minutes, we'll wrap up. I'm asking, do you need to ask this an actual train or a virtual train? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. We're moving again. We're moving again. There we go. Yeah, we moved really fast. Wow. Trains in the UK are pretty different. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. I could go for some pub food now. Oh, we started moving really fast. Wow. Yeah, physics work a little different in the UK. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. This is the end of our trip for now. I hope you guys had fun with this kind of Satsu. I really liked it. I definitely want to take more train rides in the future. So... I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow will be a VRChat stream, and then Friday will be another VRChat stream. So I hope you guys have fun. Tomorrow will be a collab with Petalite. Yeah. I love you all. I hope you had fun. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to me here on YouTube. And thanks for joining me. I'll see you all next time. And yeah. Thanks for the fun stream. Thank you. Yeah, let's start again someday. I really like this. I really like this. I've been wanting to do this setup with you guys. I'm glad it worked better than I thought, honestly. It's really nice. Really comfy. Really comfy. Sorry for talking about food all day. But, yeah. See you all. I love you all. I hope you sleep well tonight. And say it with me, everybody. Okay! Bye-bye.
someone else listening. And the what? We don't want to miss it, the scenery.
Mwah. Where should I take you to? Let's see. Oh, looks like Serena's doing a karaoke. Let's go over there. Alright, everybody. Love you. Bye.